Yo, recap Rangers, let's begin the story. The protagonist wakes up in his classroom as if he had a nightmare, and now he actually realizes that he was reincarnated into a young man's body who is attending high school. But his actual fear is not the sudden reincarnation, it is just that he is disgusted to experience high school life once again. Since ancient times, the people of Blue Star are tormented by a catastrophe, which is secret realm invasion. The secret realms are like dungeons, where they connect themselves to another world, and inside these realms, there are terrifying monsters whose goal is to invade the human world by taking advantage of dungeon breaks. Not all the monsters are on same level, but there are some who can destroy several nations and threaten the entirety of human civilization. But what happens when there is a lot of evil? A divine power also commences to grow. That is how humanity developed a system to fight back against these monsters, and that is the beast gene system, in which a monster's genes are injected into a human's body, and it unlocks the power of that monster whose genes are injected. Only the people who has this system can save the human civilization. So this made the warriors to enjoy much higher status and treatment than ordinary people. Given that, the entire Blue Star entered an era where martial strength is everything. That means power reigns everything in this world. Then a system window appears and states, "Introduction about this world is complete. Body host for traversal. Yi." Now implanting all the memories of Yi. As such, the protagonist is having a roller coaster of memories flooding all at once. On the other side, all his classmates are mocking him, that the MC is acting like a fool as usual. Then a pink shirt girl is insulting the MC, that the MC should have just dropped out of the school, and to look out for an ordinary job which suits him. The protagonist is pissed off that every story with a bullied protagonist contains a scum like this pink shirt girl. Now that most of his memories are intact, he comprehended that the original owner of this body lost his parents in an accident, which made him lose focus on studying and training. Since then, the owner's reputation begun to collapse and fell to rock bottom. Then the teacher is here to inform the students about something important. This is a school named and city's number 1. The schools in this city are named with number 1, number 2, and so on, and all these schools are in a city called Onching City. The MC is in 3-year, class 7. So the teacher informs that all the students are now going to be injected with the beast genes, so all of them should be filled with confidence in themselves, because the students are training from the last 3 years in physical and mental training. All for today. Now the teacher glared at the MC and said that for people who never took training seriously should just pack their bags. The MC understood that the teacher is talking about him only, but with a menacing smirk he spoke to himself inwardly.
I may be reincarnated, but that doesn't mean I am the same as the previous owner. I will show all these people what true dominance actually feels like.
At the school's training hall, the students are overestimating their abilities by thinking that they will get the strongest monster in the universe, and some are mocking each other. The monster genes are ranked in tiers, like Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and there are more tiers further ahead. Higher numbered tier represents a powerful monster. It means a Tier 2 monster is powerful than a Tier 1. Then, a machine that contains the serums has unlocked, where there are a lot of injections inside it. Each serum contains the genes of one monster only, and all the serums present here are the collections of monsters that are recorded by human warriors. It is impossible to say what monsters' genes are inside a serum, but humans who have stronger physiques can ultimately awaken a supreme-level monster. As the teacher is calling out the names of each student, the students are being injected. The MC is stupefied to see the students acting strange after being injected. At last, the protagonist is also injected, and his eyes have enlarged as if something formidable has awakened. But it was nothing, and he was pretty clam after being injected where all the students are making weird stances. The pink shirt girl is here to intimidate Yi for not being able to awaken any monster, and as the MC is getting frustration seeing the overaction of a puny girl.
That is when something flipped inside Yi. The system now briefed in that Yi acquired a one and only monster template. That is, infinite monster template. The girl is ordering Yi-Hee to stop pretending like he awakened a monster gene. And Yi-Hee, with his eyes thundering with lightning energy, recommended the girl to quickly get out of here. Before his words could complete, a roar burst into the hall with a thunderous energy, which made the girl be blown away by that overwhelming surge of aura. And a beast that is like Godzilla has awakened in Yi-Hee's body. All the students who have mocked and teased Yi-Hee are now pissing their pants in terror. Even the students from other halls could feel that infernal torrent of power. This monster is known as the Mad Flame Dragon, Demora. It has a lot of abilities related to flames, and Yi-Hee had only absorbed 3% of this monster's ultimate power. Just 3% of power is enough for Yi-Hee to experience a storm of energy inside his body. Yi-Hee is not being able to fathom the extent of this monster's strength when it reaches 100%. The pink shirt girl has fallen unconsciousness just by standing near the protagonist when she awakened a Tier 2 monster. So all the students, by bowing down, are curious to know what tier monster did Yi-Hee awaken.
Then an announcement is being passed on that all the students must now proceed to the testing building in order to check out the what tier monster template has each student awakened. This is a gene detecting machine in which this will detect the template and the tier that student awakened. The template tells what monster or abilities a student awakens, and the tier represents the strength of the monster. This student's name is Linexion, who awakened a 3rd tier monster gene, and his template is Swift Spine Bug. This guy awakened a Tier 3's legendary gene, and his template is Ice Demon Dragon. This girl awakened a Tier 4 gene, and her template is Neither Bird. The MC is confused to look at these, because all the monster genes are categorized into tiers, but the system mentioned that he had Tier A monster gene, which is an alphabet rather than a number. Now, it is Yi's time to get evaluated, and all the students are looking forward to see what tier and template did Yi had awakened, in which a girl even proposed to him that Yi is her dream guy. As the MC walked into the detection machine, even the machine is not being able to assess his stats. It only remarked that Yi had a low-tier gene in his body, and monster template is unknown. Right at that point, all the students are making fun of the protagonist, and the girl who proposed to Yi earlier, that he is her dream guy, now took her words back as soon as she realized that his power is not great. As the MC walked out of the machine calmly, the system window showed his true potential, that his template is Infinite Monster Template. It means Yi can obtain as many monster genes as he wants in his body, where other people are only limited to have one monster gene in their bodies. The protagonist, by laughing like a demon, expressed,
If I can have as many monster genes as I want in my body, then I would become the king of monsters soon.
At the school the next day, Yi requested his teacher to give him permission for a break until his college entrance exam, where he will be preparing to the exam at his home. But the teacher is not going to believe that Yi is going to study at his home, but the MC reassured that he is really determined to prove his worth this time, because he couldn't bear to fall behind his peers too much. But the teacher once again rejected to grant him permission, because if Yi fails in the entrance exam, he has to repeat the 3rd year in high school one more time, so he is not going to allow that. However, Yi, with his adorable sparkling eyes, wanted to show everyone that he is also talented, and so he can only accomplish that job by doing self-preparation. So he wanted his teacher to look at the sincerity in his eyes. The teacher was unable to resist the sincerity in those eyes, and granted him permission to self-study. Now the MC is headed to Warriors Center, where it is only allowed for awakened humans. After Yi lost his parents, he received a compensation over $1 million, and his parents' house was mortgaged for $600,000. By combing those amounts, he had a decent amount of capital for his improvement. After looking at the system window, Yi figured out that one person could gain only 1% of the monster's original power when awakened, yet peculiarly Yi has 3%. So he learned that the other 2% came from the serum. A serum is primarily made from the monster's genes and some external mixtures like magic stones. That is when the MC grasped that his monster template has absorbed the energy of magic stones, which increased Yi's compatibility to 3%. Hence, instead of training to the bone, Yi is going to buy some enhancement serums to raise his level rapidly. Nonetheless, immediately after entering into the Warriors Center, He can clearly see through the levels of other warriors so easily. The monster that Yi awakened is known as Mad Flame Demora, and bro, I thought it was just an impression, but this monster really looks like a Godzilla. This monster releases magnetic force. As a result, Yi was able to sense other people's energy very quickly. Furthermore, this Mad Flame Demora is the king of beasts in its world, and now that MC obtained such an overwhelming monster, he even had the option to add more monster's genes into his body, so then he would definitely become the most powerful human to ever exist since the ancient times. In that moment, someone grabbed Yi's shoulder from backside. It is a young woman who suggested Yi to stop looking at others in such manner. He apologizes to the woman that it wasn't his intention to do that, and the woman can empathize with him, because most people do that at the beginning when they gain monster powers. On that occasion, Yi wanted to know where he could get serums for enhancement in this huge building, and the woman advised Yi to pause his actions on using the serums, because if a person uses serums for enhancement, their body will soon develop a resistor for that serum. Thus, there won't be much effect in over time. So the woman suggested for him to use serums when he reaches a wall that he couldn't surpass it through physical limits. On the other hand, Yi is not going to follow that, because his body's cultivation is different from others. So first he wanted to know the cost of a basic beginner-level serum, and the woman responded that it would cost about 400,000, which made the MC to blown away by that response, because if he spends all his savings, he couldn't even afford 5 serums. He is seeking to find out if there is anyone who can get him a discount, and the woman handed out her own business card, where the MC could get a discount as she is a 4th-tier veteran martial artist. Yi thanked her a lot, and she is looking forward to meet him again if fate allows. With that, not only did he buy serums with that discount he got, he also bought some weapons too. Later that night, Yi had utilized all the serums, and his body is screaming in agony by that insane power level, where his compatibility increased to 7% by consuming those serums, and some of his stats also leveled up too. Then he finally completed absorbing the serums, and he achieved something that would normally take 3 years for other people. He is pondering that if he continues this process, he would definitely claim the top 1 spot in his college entrance exams. Next on the list, the secret realms are classified into 6 levels, from level E, the lowest level, to level S, which is the strongest. And the order is level E, level D, level C, level B, level A, level S. The monsters in S class are completely uncontrollable by humans. If any one of them comes out of the dungeon gate, it would be a disaster in the outside world. Yi is now going for E-level secret realm, and there are almost fewer people present in here. As he is at the front desk, the lady told him to sign the death waiver first, and then he will be allowed to set foot into the E-level secret realm. As this is his first time to be standing in front of a rift, he is grinning like a devil. That his aim to become the king of monsters starts from here. With that, he jumped into the vortex with a promise to become the king of the monsters. As he landed on the ground, he is looking around the area to check if he can encounter any monsters in here. From his back, a red-colored rabbit is eyeing on him. This is a first-rank beast, Bladefang Rabbit. The beast jumped in to kill the protagonist by roaring like a tiger. Nevertheless, the MC grabbed the beast before it could even graze him, and then the MC crushed the beast by using his raw power. As he killed that monster, he gained a magic stone where he'd be able to earn 1,000 yuan. Yuan is this country's currency, and 1,000 yuan equals to 140 US dollars and 120 euros. Normally, ordinary people work to their death for a whole month to make 3,000 to 4,000 yuan. However, he made a 1,000 yuan in a matter of seconds. But he is still a bit unhappy, as it is pointless to collect the magic stones of first-rank beasts when his goal is to earn a lot of money, so that he could become stronger by using the serums he'd buy with money.
That is when a dragon-like beast made an appearance with an earth-shaking roar from the underground. This is a second-rank beast, Demon Corpse Bug. Most people would try to defend themselves when a beast suddenly appears out of nowhere. The protagonist is laughing more deadly than the beast itself. Without wasting any more time, he sliced the beast with his swordsmanship, but the beast protected itself by using its tough armor shell. Now the monster is spinning like a cannonball, aiming to stomp the Emk under its force, whereas Yi is using his ultimate martial arts for the first time by clenching his fists. And Then he shot a hyper beat straight towards that giant monster. But that beast has a secret move under its belt, and our MC dodged those sharp blades just in time. But he is rather furious as his shirt, which costed him a fortune, is torn by those blades. That instant, the earth itself started to rumble, and the protagonist at last is using the ancient power of his beast and warned the monster ahead of him.
You have done a grave mistake, so I will show you what happens when you mess with someone who possess the bloodline of Demora, the Emperor of Monsters.
Then an enormous amount of aura filled with rage was unleashed. Yi-He now unbounded the force of the King of Monsters, and the monster shook the whole area with its terrifying roar. The snake monster is shaking violently by that demonstration of Daimora. Yi-He launched himself into the monster's mouth. Within a moment, he slashed the monster's body completely like a ruthless predator.
Subsequently, Yi-He is releasing a lot of smoke, which is the excess heat that is generated when he used Demora's power. Besides, the sword that he brought for 250,000 has been corroded by the snake monster's venom. On that occasion, he is feeling hungry as he consumed a lot of energy when he transformed into Demora. Yet, even in this forest, he can smell something quite tasty, but that smell is coming out from the magic stone that he obtained from the snake monster. He didn't care why it smelled like that, or what might happen to his body, and just straight away swallowed that magic stone. After a moment, his template's compatibility increased by 0.3%. Now his overall compatibility is 7.3% in total. This made Yi to celebrate, because he spent all his savings, and the compatibility increased by 4% from those serums, and reached 7% before entering this realm. But right now, after swallowing a second-rank monster's magic stone, his compatibility has been risen by 0.3%. After celebrating for a moment, he is feeling bad that he should have learned about this cheat code before spending all that money he saved. Nonetheless, that didn't discourage him. He is now going to ramp up this realm by slaying all the monsters present in here, and to level up like a maniac. The next day, compatibility has risen by 2%, which is 9% in total. For an unknown reason, the compatibility paused increasing after 9%, were low-rank magic cores and not sufficient for increasing the compatibility anymore, as he needs second-rank or higher-rank monsters to increase his compatibility. Now he dropped all the magic cores he obtained on the table, and in exchange he received the right amount of money for all those magic stones. 9 days before the college entrance exam, in front of a D-class secret realm, 5 people are discussing about their objective inside the realm, in which their target is to find a blood jade flower, and they have failed in this mission previously as one of their teammates was injured, and according to the rules, only a team consisting of 6 members can be allowed, and that is why their leader brought someone to fill in the last member role. Yi is joining this raid party with a fake name, as he had spent 100,000 to create a fake identity, as his current level is not qualified to enter a D-class realm. Nevertheless, the leader said that their team will take of everything, and all Yi needs to do is not cause any unnecessary trouble for them. With that explanation, the raid party sets off to find the blood jade flower. As the jeep is moving ahead, Yi realized that this time, there is a desert inside the realm, where there was a rainforest in the E-class realm that he entered last time. At that time, there are beasts that are like hyenas are locked on them, and the bandana dude took out his weapons, and he tossed those dagger-like weapons at the hyenas, where all the beasts have been eliminated in a single shot, and an explosion took place after the monsters have dead. The MC is amazed that the bandana dude looks silent, but his actions are louder. After some time, they left the jeep aside as the monsters might get alerted due to the sound caused by the jeep. In that moment, the leader stopped walking and is giving orders to his teammates, where this girl needs to throw a stun grenade to lure the beast out, while the short-haired guy and the bandana dude will set up traps, and the man with a cap will attack the beast from the backside, whereas the leader will take care of the front line. And Yi needs to just sit back and watch the show, and he also agreed to that. The girl then threw the stun grenades as ordered. These stun grenades contains a chemical. When a monster smells this chemical, it makes them feel another monster's presence in their area, so they will come out of their basements. Exactly as described, a monster that is like a dinosaur made an appearance. Immediately after the monster had a presence in the battlefield, the leader, without any delay, sliced off the monster's neck. The teammates are congratulating the leader for killing the monster quickly, and as they are about to move on to the next place, the monster raised its claw, aiming to slice the leader into pieces. That is when the MC leaped into the air faster than the monster, and before the monster could even do anything, he released a flooding wave of wrath mixed energy onto the monster. That wild energy made the ground to feel the destructive force of the protagonist. All the teammates are astonished to look at that sight. Everyone is happy to see that Yi just saved their leader from the deadly monster. In that moment, the leader plucked out the monster's heart. Yi is looking forward to eat that, as it is making his mouth water. The leader is about to give this heart as a present to Yi for defeating that monster, but suddenly the leader was backstabbed by someone. As all the teammates are in a shock, that traitor is none other than the bandana dude, and this is when some outsider made his entry. This huge-looking bald man is here to steal all the items the team has gathered until now. The short-haired guy is informing to Yi that the bald man's name is Huopeng. Whenever a martial artist finds some valuable loot, the bald man appears from backside to steal the martial artist's hard-earned loot. The leader is shivering as the blade that has been stabbed is coated with poison. However, it is not the pain that is hurting him. It is that someone from his team has backstabbed him like this is what causing him more pain. Strangely, the leader couldn't grasp how the bald man located this area, as the leader never revealed the coordinates of this place until they have entered into the realm. Yi made things clear to the leader that the bandana dude must have used the bombs that he placed on the daggers when he shot them at the hyenas. The bandana dude with a scary face is bewildered to hear that. Yi figured out his trick in an instant, so he is suggesting Yi to get back to his home, as the college entrance exams are coming up. Then Yi responded in a cool manner that he isn't worried about the exams, because he can predict that the top spot is waiting for him.
That is when the bald man commanded the bandana dude that he wants the protagonist's head as a gift. The bandana dude then hurled the dagger at Yi to behead him. The MC caught that dagger with his bare fingers. Then by awakening his internal powers, he incinerated the dagger into ashes and made a declaration.
If you are done with your talking, shall we begin the bloodbath?
In that very instant, a rain of daggers are storming towards the protagonist, and Yi with an overwhelming amount of infernal aura combusted the daggers. The bandana dude is now going for a sneak attack, and our MC is now going to use his new move that he obtained in his previous dungeon. Right that moment, he charged a blow right into the man's chest. Like that, the bandana dude is done for. Now that the slave is finished, the bald man is now curious to know from which bloodline does our MC comes from. And with a bold and aggressive voice, the MC replied that he belongs to the great Demora bloodline. Even though the bald man had never heard about this Demora bloodline, his body was getting riled up after seeing our MC in action. So by unchaining his internal energy, he is desperate to kill him so that there wouldn't be any nuisance in the future. The bald man is from the tyrant Black Bear bloodline, and his body got heavier and mighty after awakening his template. With a violent and relentless force, the bald man was about to crush the MC into the ground, but our Yi just leaned forward and launched an internal fire in the direction of the bald man's leg. Still, the bald man used his brute strength to take down Yi, yet Yi escaped by jumping up right in time. But the bald man, without letting Yi to escape, propelled himself into the air and is aiming to crush the MC in between his hands with a domineering momentum. The moment he smacked his hands, there was no one inside those hands. That very moment, a raging maelstrom of ancient dragon's aura was unleashed behind the bald man, and the protagonist clenched his fists with incalculable blue flames exploding from his hands. Thereupon, he fired a barrage of death blows on the bald man, with each blow consisting of a torrent of violent force field. Hence, the bald man is crushed to the ground at last, and all the teammates were awestruck by that display of an emperor's power. The bald man is cursing the MC that Yi will soon be targeted by a lot of dangerous people. To that statement, Yi answered one thing.
If some evil people are going to target me, then I will have no choice but to show them who is a true dominator.
After a few days, the college entrance exams are here, where students who have learned martial arts with their templates will now fight one-on-one to prove their worth. And the students who have the best scores can choose their own favorite universities to attend. Each student will fight 3 matches in the auditions, and the students who wins all the 3 matches will advance to the quarterfinals. By the end of the quarterfinals, only 4 students will be promoted to the semifinals. In the semifinals, the students will compete all the way until there are only 2 students left. In the finals, only 1 student will be deemed as the top student of this year's college entrance exam. Thus, the commentator is recommending all the students to reveal their trump cards, as the students are soon going to fight for humanity. At last, the commentator publicized all the students to begin their matches. In arena number 1, 2 students have begun their battle. The same goes for arena number 4 too. Peculiarly, in arena number 6, there is only 1 student, where the other one has not yet arrived. The commentator is announcing that if the absent student doesn't make his appearance soon enough, there will be no choice but to disqualify the absent student according to the rules. The one present in the arena right now is none other than the pink shirt girl, who is here to take revenge on Yi for what happened back in the template selection process. And for our surprise, the absent student in the arena number 6 is Yi. The remaining students are coming to a conclusion that Yi must have been shivering in his bed because he is too embarrassed to show his face as he is powerless. Afterwards, the referee is calling out that Yi had not arrived yet, so he is going to make the pink shirt girl the winner of this match. It was at this moment, all the powerful martial masters have sensed an enormous aura from the above. They can tell something formidable is coming here. That sovereign power belongs to Yi, who is coming down with an immense level of internal powers, where the martial masters thought that a monster from a secret realm is emerging. A big explosion took place which made the whole stadium to vibrate when the protagonist landed on the ground. As the pink shirt girl's mind is still processing as to what had arrived, before her thoughts could process, the MC gave a bone-shattering kick. Yi is relieved that he arrived right on time, because if he was even a second late, he needs to come back again next year as he might have been disqualified. And the pink shirt girl has once again got knocked out by Yi all of a sudden and lost the match. The audience are all now cheering for Yi, on which they are completely amazed to witness such a grand entrance in the exams. The MC is sneering wildly, because a few days ago, when he helped the leader and his teammates in the D-class realm, the leader presented the blood jade fruit to Yi as a gift for helping his members. That blood jade fruit made Yi to reach 20% compatibility, which can be considered as a huge accomplishment. As Yi won against the pink shirt girl, he is advanced to the next round, and his opponent this time comes from and city number 4 middle school, but Yi knocked him with a single blow, and that same thing had happened to the student, who is from and city number 3 middle school. The students are fully energized to spectate such powerful moves one after another without a break. Like that, Yi had finished all his 3 matches in the auditions, and has now advanced to the quarterfinals. In the break room, Yi is surrounded by a lot of people. As his popularity skyrocketed, faculty from different universities are here to recruit the MC into their college, and someone asked if Yi already had a university in his mind. To that question, Yi with a charming attitude replied that he is wishing to enroll in Hwadu University, which is the best one in the whole country. The moment the people heard Hwadu University, they are all moving in their way, as they think Yi is expecting too much just because he won a few matches, and some of them are expressing that Yi will soon come crying to them after failing in the future matches. But no matter what those people say, our MC knows what he is capable of, so he is aiming to join in the Hwadu University, as it is the best university in the country and one of the top 5 universities in the world. At that point, 2 black-suited men are here to re-verify Yi's martial prowess, since he displayed an outstanding performance compared to his martial level. After verifying his prowess, the men are flabbergasted to see that Yi is at martial arts 4th tier, when he was only 3rd tier 3 months ago. And after investigating some details, Yi told them with a bright and honest expression that he had kept on going into martial realms after his school hours. But even then, the men are unable to believe as to how can someone improve this much in such a short amount of time. With that, the men are rushing to the higher-ups, because they thought that Yi must have obtained some sort of treasure and gained outstanding abilities. In Instagram Reels, or TikTok, all the parents and fellow students are hoping for their children and friends to win the college entrance exams, and Yi is saddened to see that there is no one to wish for him. So once again, he remembered that he is just an orphan. Nevertheless, the school teacher is wishing and cheering for Yi, in which he got goosebumps by what Yi showed. In that manner, the first match in quarterfinals is about to begin, and City Number 3 Middle School, Luo Xian, versus, and City Number 1 Middle School, Yi. This cocky-looking dude is the best in his school, and both his parents are martial warriors, so all the students can see that Yi is doomed this time. Nonetheless, our MC boldly stated the cocky dude can have the first move. This made the cocky dude to get enraged, because Yi is looking down on him.
In that heart-stopping moment, the cocky dude let loose in his core energy, which is creating a whirlpool on the stage. Then, by charging his body at an incredible speed, he is pointing at the MC's heart. In a split second, the protagonist caught the claw of the cocky dude, which made the cocky dude to realize the overwhelming power flowing through the protagonist. With that force, the MC lifted his hand high and dealt a heaven-crushing blow on the cocky dude, slamming him down as the ground shattered under that abnormal force. Yi, with his eyes radiating azure energy, said,
"Are there no enemies who have potential in them?"
The commentator is amazed to see our MC defeating another famous contestant in a single attack. Not only him, even the audience and all the students are blown away to witness Yi taking out all his competitors with nothing more than a punch. One by one, all the students and audience are now applauding in disbelief at his power, and even some of girls are shouting at him that Yi needs to make them pregnant. As the medical staff are taking out the cocky dude who is unconscious, a blue-haired man is now looking forward to have match with Yi with a determined look. In the Haughty University's admission office, the admission faculty is awestruck to spectate Yi's match, so the head of the department ordered all his team to quickly find out the background and history of our MC within 30 minutes. In the second arena, there is a match going on between two girls. This orange-haired girl is expressing that she cannot read the robot-like expression of his opponent at all, while her opponent, who is dressed in martial artist outfit, is Lu Qingzhu. She belongs to and City's number 1 school. The referee blew the whistle as a sign to begin the match, and in that short moment, the yellow-haired girl is really furious as the martial artist girl is just standing there calmly. The martial artist girl created an air current by swirling her hands, and those air currents are blocking the yellow-haired girl's attacks from reaching her. Then the martial girl gave a palm strike to blow the yellow girl to the back, and by taking that small moment, the yellow girl aimed for the martial girl's weak point. Yet the martial girl formed an air current to trap the yellow girl. Now by clenching her fist tight, she is prepared to smash the face of her opponent. Even the commentator thought the match is over after looking at that sudden movement from the martial girl. But that is when the yellow girl awakened her martial template, which is a bloodline of Shadow Claw Tiger King, and intercepted the martial girl's punch. Even the audience are now confused, as they don't know who has the upper hand here, and with her aura infused with tiger claws, the yellow girl is charging at her opponent. The martial girl counterattacked that move with her decent martial arts. Yet the yellow girl still gone ahead with another savage move, but that is also evaded by the martial girl. Now, the martial girl unlocked her family's secret martial art called Jade Finger, and then she launched this technique against the yellow girl's tiger claw, and this caused a sandstorm to form in the middle of the stage. As the fans are on the edge of their seats to find out the winner of the match, the yellow girl is the one standing at last. However, her eyes rose upwards, and she has fallen out, where the martial girl is standing without any damage behind the yellow girl. Hence, the winner of the duel is the martial girl, who won the match without even revealing her template, and won just by using her family's secret martial arts. After the preliminary matches, now the top 8 advancement matches are up. Yi took out a ball from the pot, and he is on Team A. Then a huge boy with a tank top also showed his ball to Yi, expressing that Yi and the huge boy are going up against each other. So the huge man introduced himself, as he is from a private school from another city. Yi also made his introduction to the huge boy. At that time, the huge boy, by pointing his finger at the screen, is explaining to the protagonist that the first match in the top 8 is between the blue-haired guy who is from the same school as Yi and the top 2 student from the huge boy's school. But the huge boy is baffled to see the student from his school being overwhelmed by the blue-haired guy. The MC now curiously asked how powerful is this extraordinary student compared to the huge boy, and the huge boy replied by rubbing his hair that the huge boy is ranked number 1 in his school, and he is several times stronger than the extraordinary student. Then by narrowing down his eyes, the huge boy fiercely stated one point, that he is not afraid of the blue-haired guy or the martial girl, where the huge boy could sense that the only opponent he is being cautious about is none other than our protagonist. The huge boy had sharp senses since his childhood, so he can pretty much discern that Yi is hiding a volcano which is powerful enough to shake the world. Right now, the match between our protagonist and the huge boy is about to start in another arena. The huge boy from Qingfeng Private High School versus Yi from and city's #1 school has officially begun.
As soon as the match started, both the students clashed with unimaginable strength. Normally, any ordinary student would get knocked down from Yi-Hee's first punch, but the huge boy is on an equal footing with the MC, where the huge boy is actually surprised to have a nosebleed from the first blow. All the audience could feel the air around them blowing heavily just from a single blow. Now the huge boy is slowly gathering up his internal energy, which made the protagonist to get exhilarated. Then the huge boy launched a move which contains the power of a raging bull. The huge boy landed a direct attack on Yi-Hee. Yi-Hee was caught off guard and had to cough up blood because of the damage. Yet somehow, Yi-Hee managed to stand still. Then a roar broke through the wind as the huge boy is charging up with another technique, which consists the power of a bear. This time, Yi-Hee raised up his defenses and is intercepting the attack. However, even in that short moment, the huge boy had one more move up his sleeve, as he is using a snake's flexibility this time and successfully trapped the MC in his forearms. Then, by hurling up the MC into the air, the huge boy is going up with the claws of a flaming tiger, on which the huge boy is ramping a barrage of moves without giving the MC a moment to recharge. Even when the MC is still in the mid-air, the huge boy is heading towards Yi-Hee with an eagle's predatory. This made the entire stage to blow up with that insane amount of raw force from the huge boy. The huge boy is laughing satisfyingly, as it had been a long time since he had fought like this, by using almost all his moves. The emergency faculty is on there to pick up Yi-Hee to the medical room. It was at this moment the air is weighing down heavily, and the huge boy immediately sensed that something has awakened inside the smoke. That is when a monster's eyes glared at the huge boy. The protagonist then revealed himself from the smoke, as his body is covered with the scales of a dragon, with his eyes and body radiating thunderstorms. That is when Yi-Hee made an assertion.
You have shown me all types of animals that are contained in a zoo. So I'll unleash the one thing no zoo on this planet could ever imprison. Get ready. You're about to witness the wrath of a dragon.
The huge boy is terrified just by those words. Even the commentator and audience could feel the intense pressure in the air. With every step, the MC is moving forward. Even the heavens are screaming with thunders. The examiner suddenly felt a spark beside his ear. Then he realized that the nuclear radiation value has exceeded the system's range. The huge boy is trembling from that raw ferociousness, as his nose began to bleed when the MC hadn't even made contact with him. Since it had come to this, the huge boy is using his strongest move, which is the embodiment of a bloodthirsty ape demon. As the huge boy is going for another strike, the MC remained calm, and he unleashed his fist technique, which raged with a surge of explosive strength, and the huge boy had to experience his hand being crushed with one single hit. But the MC is not going to stop at this point, as the party had only started now. The commentator and all the audience are curious to know about which bloodline Yi-Hee awakened, because even the advanced technology mentioned that Yi-Hee's bloodline is unknown, so nobody knows his true power. The huge boy is aware that Yi-Hee's aura is domineering, and that is when Yi-Hee took the initiative and lunged at the huge boy. He is assaulting the huge boy like a rampaging monster. The huge boy activated his snake movement and is attempting to lock down Yi-Hee with his forearms one more time. But then the MC lifted his leg and stomped on the ground with Daimora's colossal leg. The huge boy dodged it just in time. The protagonist is now fully strengthened his body to attack the huge boy with his full power. As Yi-Hee is striding at the huge boy by infusing his body with nuclear energy, the huge boy fell to his knees as he couldn't lose his life just for a single match.
He bowed down his head and apologized to the MC, and he stated that he is surrendering. This fact has blown Yi's mind, because he was waiting to use his power on someone else to vent out his stress. Nevertheless, what can he do when the huge boy discarded his pride and apologized sincerely? By grabbing his head, Yi had successfully cleared the top 8 advancement round, and the audience are in full jolly mood, as they got the chance to spectate such a match with domineering strength with different techniques. Some people are even creating memes on the huge boy, and the MC is all over the Instagram and TikTok. The huge boy school principal is out of control, and now he is blaming that the huge boy should have trained more instead of relaxing. Then the huge boy placed his hand on the principal's shoulder and told that he admitted defeat because he is not going to damage his body, and he will also repay the kindness that the principal shown to him in the future. The principal had no option but to agree with the huge boy's words, as he cannot challenge someone who has otherworldly powers. Now the semifinal candidates list has been updated. Yi, the martial girl, the blue-haired guy, and some nobody. Yi's school principal is laughing to his heart's content, because all the semifinal students are from his school. Even the class teacher of Yi is cheering for Yi in full excitement. As the MC picked out a ball from the pot, the number is 1, and the martial girl also picked out the same number. As such, this is now a match between the martial girl and Yi. About 70% fans are supporting the martial girl, the rest are rooting for the MC. At the semifinals venue, the audience are all so thrilled to see what Yi is going to demonstrate and surprise them once again. The commentator is expressing that neither Yi nor the martial girl, none of them has shown their true power until now, so he is hoping there to be some intense battle in this round. Yi knows that no matter how powerful he is, the martial girl had learned martial arts since her childhood, so her battle experience is greater than the MC, so the longer the battle takes to end, the more disadvantageous it would be for Yi. That is why he plans to go all out right from the start. At last, the referee declared both the participants to get ready, and swung down his hand to commence the match.
Within a moment's breath after the commencement of the match, the entire surroundings are trembling from the energy unleashed by Yi. The very air became so thick and enraged that the martial girl cannot even properly see what's in front of her. The rumbling of a monster could be heard from the depths of the smoke. The martial girl had now decided to unbound her martial template as well. The audience cannot see anything because of the smoke. The MC is dashing at the martial girl with a fist technique. The martial girl swirled her hands and created a sound prison to trap the MC when he gets closer, but he instead used the monster's tail to strike her, which made the martial girl to be blindsided as she thought Yi is going to use fist technique. This time, Yi seriously unbounded his primal force to his fist and landed a heavy blow on the martial girl. From there, he charged like a raging beast that is unchained to devour everything. In a brief period, the martial girl took the chance and used her martial energy to create some distance between them. But Yi is not letting her go away easily and shot a razor-sharp shockwave. The martial girl somersaulted in the midair to avoid that energy. Just when she descended on the ground, the MC is behind her, grinning like a demon. With his fists fueled with nuclear energy, he is unleashing a barrage of destructive hits on the girl, where she is pushed to the end of the stage. In that heart-stopping moment, her eyes emitted a spiritual energy. She is using her martial template by rising into the air, where her template is a neither bird, and she had not used her template in any of the previous matches. And this monster is a 4th-tier martial beast. The martial girl is now warning the MC that he needs to be careful from now on. Then again, Yi's blood is pumping rampantly as he had the chance to unveil his full potential on an opponent. He instantly sensed that the martial girl appeared behind him. Then the ancient force is igniting on his right hand. Thereafter, the storm of energies clashed, lighting up the battlefield. Their powers collided violently, tearing through the air. The audience cannot even open their eyes, as the gust is so strong it could damage their eyeballs. Even the martial girl is overwhelmed by that monstrous power from Yi. Yi is not backing down anymore, as it is only the beginning. The sky is howling with lightning bolts, and Yi is releasing even more nuclear energy. Now, with his eyes blitzing with thunder sparks, he is set to destroy the arena. The energy fluctuation around Yi He is so intense, where each spine on his back is fused with nuclear energy, which indicates that the energy is rising from the bottom. Just like that, Yi He wide opened his mouth, and a storm of blue plasma erupted from his throat, meeting everything ahead. The girl understood that she couldn't even counter such an intense blow, so she used one of her greatest moves, which is an ability to reverse the incoming blow to the opponent again.
However, even if she is a martial artist trained since her childhood, the power from that nuclear energy is otherworldly. So the martial girl had to take some serious damage and is hurled back by more than 20 steps. Whereas the nuclear energy that she retaliated is not charged at Yi, but at the audience, because the martial girl is incompetent of reflecting such otherworldly force. But somehow the audience are safe and sound, and the person who saved the audience from that nuclear blast is the Ant City's mayor, Huang Qing. This man is the most powerful martial artist in the whole Ant City. The commentator is awestruck by the mayor's entrance, and he is more shocked that Yi's power is strong enough to involve someone like the mayor of the city to block that force. The martial girl's clothes are tattered, and her body cannot even stand upright. She whispered to herself that one blow from Yi is capable of wiping out her martial beast's power. Ever since she was a kid, she had to take responsibilities of her family's reputation, so she had to suffer pain from an early age. Her mother had always burdened her to learn the martial arts of their clan, so the martial girl could regain the lost reputation that their family lost when her father died. Now that she had finally got the chance to restore that reputation that she is fighting from her childhood, she had to lose her hope of doing that, because her opponent is Yi, whose strength is multiple times greater than hers. So the girl is now pretending like she is doing her best, while she is wishing to get defeated by Yi Quickie. And just when she landed a fist technique, Yi hadn't dodged that move. This made the girl to get flabbergasted, and Yi responded coldly. That why is the martial girl acting like the match is over, when she still has some energy left in her?
So to awaken her fighting spirit, Yi He had no choice but to beat her with his brute strength, until she gets consciousness of her powers. Like that, the MC made a bone-crushing death blow on her, and he is not going to stop at that. So he is actually ramming her down with overwhelming muscle power, and the girl is begging Yi He to stop. As such, not even her mother had even beaten her down like this, yet Yi He is still not hesitating, and now he is even going to punch her face. At last, the girl unlocked her ultimate and final part of her internal energy, since Yi He is not listening to her. This is the strongest form of the martial beast of the martial girl, and she is going to torture Yi He until he cries out loud and begs for mercy. In most of the cases, the people who are being under the pressure of the martial girl would be brought to their knees due to her martial beast terror. Nonetheless, the protagonist is rather hyped up to face her, where his blood is boiling to test out the martial girl's abilities. Yi He is now changed into his martial beast's appearance, and this is the power that he was about to use on the huge boy. Now then, he is ascending into the sky to show the power of King of the Monsters. The girl then rapidly created a hurricane to trap Yi He inside it, and Yi He went right into the hurricane without an ounce of fear, and by using his fist technique, he demolished the hurricane with a single wave of his fury. Yet the martial girl is not finished yet. She screamed out like a mighty eagle. Those sound waves have collided with Yi He's fist techniques, resulting in the MC to be forced back a few steps. Yi He is enraged that the martial girl used a scream to push him back, so he took up on that challenge to show her what actual roar looks like. Hence, Yi He's spine is glowing one block every moment, and the girl is preparing her final trump card, and she is unveiling her full potential by pouring her every drop of internal energy into this move. Like that, Yi He is going to show what is the difference between a mighty eagle's scream versus a furious dragon's roar. The commentator is getting goosebumps just by looking at how intense and raging the match is, where even the judges behind him have stood up because the entire stage is shaking violently from that power. The mayor could feel that blood-shivering energy from those moves, so he created 3 huge walls filled his internal energy in the center of the stage to reduce the damage. Those walls were destroyed in a single breath, and the whole arena is filled with smoke when the two energies clashed.
The mayor is astonished that his walls were shattered in an instant, and inside the smoke, the girl's hand is completely bruised, and she had fallen to her knees. And Yi is standing in front of her like a monster. Yi told her that he is happy the martial girl used up her full power instead of admitting defeat without giving it a try. But the girl is yelling at him with her eyes rolling with tears that Yi should have just halted the match before, because now even her arm is severely injured. Then the MC bent down and stated, he is truly expressing his feelings, that he had never fought against someone as strong as her, and that she is also astounding with her abilities. Those words made her feel happy for a moment, because no one ever truly expressed how they felt when they fought her. Later, Yi grabbed her shoulder, which made her blush because he touched her bare skin, and the MC is transferring some of the nuclear energy into her arm, which made her arm to heal completely. Now the smoke is slowly residing, and the audience can see the last man standing. Henceforth, the protagonist raised his index finger to the top to show that he is number one once again. In the semifinals, Yi won against the martial girl, and the blue-haired guy won against the unknown student. So, in the finals, it is the blue-haired guy versus the protagonist, where this year's dark horse, who no one expected to enter the finals, Yi, versus the one who is deemed as the strongest in all the schools present in this city, the blue-haired guy. The livestream viewers are increasing tremendously, that it even reached more than 600 million. As soon as the referee begun the match, the blue-haired guy unsheathed his sword, which is the representation of ice aura. Yi then challenged,
Yo, blue-haired guy, come at me with all you've got. I will show you the definition of aura itself.
The blue-haired guy created clones with his ability, and just when all the clones are about to slash through the MC, the protagonist smashed the ground with atomic breath. The impact is terrifying, that the clones have vanished into thin air. The blue-haired guy is stunned to see that Yi took care of his clones effortlessly. Since it had come to this, he is planning to take care of Yi from a distance, so Yi's impact wouldn't reach him. With that, a bone-chilling frost dragon is awakened. This is the martial beast of the blue-haired guy. He instantly turned the ground into a blizzard, and he successfully trapped the MC inside this massive blizzard, right when everyone acknowledged that the blue-haired guy won the match. It was at this moment, sounds of cracks are appearing from the ice, and the blue-haired guy grasped that Yi is still hanging out in there. Then a beam of energy broke through the blizzard, and it directed at the blue-haired guy, so in that split second, he created an ice shield in front of him, and that shield protected him from getting hit. Yi is now out to make the blue-haired guy surrender. The blue-haired guy sighed as he realized one thing, that fighting like this until the last is waste of time, so he is planning to use his final move on Yi. On that point, the whole sky had almost transformed into an ice sword, and this move is called Sword Intent, and then the blue-haired guy attacked using this colossal sword on the MC, but only a tiny scratch appeared on the back of Yi's hand. The blue-haired guy couldn't even believe if what he is seeing is true or not, because his ultimate technique only amounted to a small scratch. So, the blue-haired guy raised his hand and admitted his defeat. Therefore, the winner of college entrance exam is Yi, who is now the strongest student in all the schools present in the city. The people who cheered for Yi are in full happy, and the whole comment section is filled with how amazing Yi is, not only in the comments, even on the screens attached to the buildings, and everywhere. The arena is applauding for Yi's great performance. The commentator is telling everyone that just last year, Yi used to be on the bottom of his class, but today, he is the best in the whole city, so that everyone should take this as a motivation to improve themselves. Then the commentator handed over the mic to the MC, so that he will tell everyone as to how they can become someone like him. But he felt stage fright for a moment as he had never done this. But with some confidence, he revealed that his great performance is because of how his class teacher had taught him. Those words made his class teacher to cry with joy, whereas hugging the TV while thinking it is Yi. Not only that, the headmaster of the school is waving his hands at Yi, and then he gestured that he will give 2 million cash if the MC promotes his school. By looking at that amount, Yi couldn't resist and spoke more about his own school, and last but not least, with great spirit, he raised his fist and told everyone. None of this would have been possible without his determination to succeed. In that exact moment, a window popped out, that he will be rewarded with a new template ability. This made the MC's eyes to gleam with excitement. Yo, Recap Rangers, from now on, a new video will be released every week. Because of a few issues, this video has been delayed, and there won't be any more delays or hiatus. I hope you all enjoyed the video as there will be more interesting recaps released soon. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, so you can watch your favorite manhwa with amazing graphics, intense voiceovers, background music, and with an intense storytelling. Thanks for watching.